Hi, and welcome to SimpleSpiritualityPH. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Regine. I am an intuitive, manifesting-based tarot reader. I am a certified Reiki healer and an overall light worker. And before we dive into today's episode, I would like to invite everyone who would like to receive notifications of my new videos to please hit the subscribe button below. If you like this video later on, please give it your thumbs up. If you have any comments, suggestions, you want to say hey, please comment down below. And if you would like your very own tarot reading or Reiki healing session with me online, for now, of course, well, here are the details. Alrighty, so let's get to the meat of the video. So the topic of today's video is actually, it comes from a very abrupt origin, meaning I just experienced it this week, and that is the reason why I'm telling you right now about this, because it's still fresh and it's something to really and truly learn from. And so anyone who knows me or follows my Instagram or my YouTube channel knows that I have a day job, and my day job is actually very tedious. It's very stressful if you're not used to it. You know, you need a certain kind of, you need to be able to stomach it very well, so to speak. And it requires a lot of mental and operational work from my end, from whoever is doing my job, basically, from my end. And so, for the most part, I have not experienced any severe kind of negativity or even any kind of cabin fever for the entire duration of the lockdown. And take note that in the Philippines, our lockdown has already exceeded 1 year. We have been in lockdown for 1 year and a month. And throughout that entire lockdown, I've probably gone out less than 20 times total, including this year, I mean. And that's perfectly fine with me. I didn't, like I said, I didn't experience any negativity. I didn't go into a state of depression. I didn't experience any sadness whatsoever. But I think actually that's because that I stay grounded, and I am also an introvert extrovert, so it's perfectly fine with me. So those were large factors, I think, that contributed to me staying stable. However, this Monday, so it's very recent, just this Monday, I experienced anxiety attacks. So when I woke up on Monday, my head was hurting, and I tried to open my laptop actually. But when I tried to open it, I started to feel my chest kind of like constrict. I felt heaviness in my breath. I felt teary-eyed, actually, and I felt like I couldn't breathe. And I was really, really concerned. You know, I mean, nowadays we can't be too careful, right? And so I spent the rest of the day kind of just doing breathing exercises, you know, and kind of and staying calm and doing Reiki on myself. And then the next day, I tried to open my laptop again and open my company phone as well, and the same thing happened. But take note that these things, the shortness of breath, the difficulty in breathing, the teary-eyedness, they didn't happen with anything else. They didn't happen while I was taking a bath. They didn't happen while I was just walking in the garden and doing my breathing exercises. They didn't happen when I was watching TV with my mom in the evening while I was eating. It didn't happen any other time. But when I was trying to turn on my laptop, so that was the only time that it actually happened. And I realized that it was a trigger. Now, for a lot of us, we think that being mentally and emotionally strong means kind of like surpassing all these negative things, which it does to a certain extent, right? Surpassing all these things, you know, telling yourself that everything is going exactly as planned, even though they aren't, you know, just basically looking beyond the circumstances. And that is absolutely true. 100% that is absolutely true, but it's only one part of it. So it's not the be all end all thing. One thing that I really took away from this, while it was happening last night, while I was taking a break last night, was that mental and emotional strength actually include knowing when to say yes and knowing when to say no for the time being. And so, yes, it is great if you are able to go beyond the circumstances, go beyond the pain, go beyond the, what do you call this? Go beyond the problems or the things that you're facing right now, which are less than satisfactory in your life, right? But at the same time, for you to be able to gain a certain kind of level of balance and peace, that spiritual kind of level of balance and peace, and for you to be able to really and truly get rid of any triggers or get rid of any kind of negativity and, be in a place where you're okay whenever these things show up, you also need to be able to know when it is okay to say no, when to recede from something, at least for the time being, and say no to that thing, And so for me, I realized that I had been working so hard for at least a year now, and I haven't taken 1 week's break, a complete 1 week's break from March last year up until today, which is April 28th, actually. So the most that I've probably had, the most time off I've probably had throughout this entire year was 5 days, and not a complete 5 days because the nature of my work also requires me to be on call. So it's not really like I'm 100% out of it, It's not like I can turn off my company phone and be out of it and be uncontactable, basically, and not be on like my toes all the time whenever that happens, I mean, it comes with the job that I have, basically. And so that was a big eye-opener for me. If you are in this position where you're trying to tell yourself, or when you're telling yourself that you want to be mentally and emotionally strong, I want you to consider that someone who is mentally and emotionally strong weighs things out. They don't always push themselves to the point of exhaustion and death, which apparently I've been doing to myself. And my body had to react to it because I wasn't listening. That's why the anxiety attack happened to me, So it was a real eye-opener for me this week, this Monday, and Tuesday, which was just yesterday. It's Wednesday today. And because of that, I actually took a leave for the rest of the week. I took a leave Wednesday to Friday. So that means I'm going to be on leave for 3 days and again for the weekend, just addressing this entire situation, And that was me starting to address the whole thing. I mean, that was the stepping stone for me. Recognizing, not stepping stone. That was like the transformation point for me. Recognizing that I actually needed to say no to my job first, I actually need to just really drop everything, 100% drop everything, and say no to the current responsibilities that I have, and really take better attention. Pay better attention to myself, and take care of myself, and pay attention to what is currently happening with me. If our bodies are great indicators because they never lie. They will never lie. If you are overworking yourself, you might feel really good inside, but at the same time, your body might be already breaking down without you knowing it. And then one day it's just going to pop and something happens to your body. That's the way our bodies work. It's not, I don't want to fearmonger, but that's just how they really work. For things that we keep ignoring, these are the things that turn into illnesses. These are the things that, from an energetic standpoint, turn into actually most of the time, they turn into illnesses which are irreversible quickly, you know. I won't say impossibly irreversible because there's no such thing for a conscious manifester, right? But yes, energetically, like when I do Reiki on other people, I find that these are the sources of long-term illnesses and long-term conditions and even long-term patterns that don't really manifest as physical conditions. But these are the sources, you know? It's us not listening and not doing something about it. So yeah, that is basically the whole gist of what I wanted to tell you guys. Don't think that being mentally and emotionally strong is all about just simply surpassing what is happening right now, the problem that is happening right now, the circumstance that is happening right now. That's only one part of it. Rest assured, yes, it is part of it, but again, that's only one part of it. And you can only get there if you are equipped, if there is nothing in your way, you know? Sometimes, actually, the best way, the quickest way to solve anything like that is to really just address the problem. And that's what you face head on, right? And so for me, that's what I'm currently doing. I am taking a break again from work, and I'm doing it to address the problem. And I'm actually sharing it with you guys. So if anyone is in this position as well. So yeah, I hope that was insightful. Please allow yourself to really understand that, again, mental and emotional strength is really about knowing when to push yourself, you know, when to say yes and push yourself for the time being, and when to recede and say no for the time being. Okay? You want to be there in order to go forward. You want to give yourself enough energy to last another day, to move forward, to basically to have another day at it, have another go at it. Otherwise, you'll really just burn yourself out or tire yourself out. And this is not just for in the work setting, you know, this can be in a relationship setting as well, like from person to person relationship. It can be, or a personal relationship, meaning you to you. It can be in the form of your hobbies as well. So take a look at that aspect of mental and emotional strength. Remember, it's all about knowing when to push yourself, when to say yes and push yourself for the time being, because every second changes, and when to recede and say no for the time being as well. All right? I hope this was helpful. If it resonates with you, let me know down below. You know, if you want to add to this or share anything, your comments about it, any experiences that you've had, you can comment down below as well. If you like this video, please give it your thumbs up. If you would like to receive notifications of my new videos, please hit the subscribe button over there. And if you would like your very own tarot reading or Reiki healing session with me, online for now, of course, here are the details. And that's it. Stay happy, stay healthy. Please don't be afraid to reach out if you are experiencing this. There are a lot of people who are willing to help you. I'm willing to help you from an energetic standpoint. You can just message me below, you know? And yeah, that's it. Bye guys. See you next time.